Welcome to our class for today. It's my pleasure being with you on Class Online School. In our previous class on commerce, we looked at structure of business and we saw the hierarchy of power. Today, in our class for today, we are going to look at introduction to business management. Hey, welcome. If you're a new subscriber, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for being here. Share the video, let other people know what we're doing here. Welcome to our mobile class. At Class Online School, we deliver educational stuffs. We teach the Nigerian curriculum. We take it sequentially like it's taught in your normal school system. So it can serve as your homeschooling, it can serve as a revision class, and it can serve as an extra classes for you at home. Welcome on board. What are the objectives we stand to meet in our class for today? We have 4 objectives for our class for today. We'll look at what business is. We'll look at what management is. We'll look at the resources used for business. And then lastly, what are the objectives of business? Thank you for being part of this class. Now let's start with the very first one. What is business? Meaning of business. Business is any activity that people engage in directly or indirectly in order to make profits. So, the definition look at business as things people get involved with directly or indirectly to make profits. Is it just the profits making? What will you do to make profit? It further tells us that it is activities that aid in creating, in procuring, in providing desired goods and services for consumers. So while profit is a major aim of business, it means for you to make profit, you must create a product. You must procure a product. So some we create, some we procure, that's buy from people who have produced, and you have to do all of this in order to meet the desired need of your buyers, your final consumers. Because if your consumers are not interested in buying your goods, business will not move well. So business has to do with the creating of goods, procuring of goods, in order to do what? Meet the desired need of your consumers. You see it? So all of these boil down to making profit in business. We have looked at what business is, at activity that people engage in, so that in business people are involved, products are involved, services are involved, final consumers are involved. So when you explain business, remember that people will create products, people will procure products, people we have to consume this product in order for profit to be maximized. We've seen that. Now let's look at the second part, our second objective, which is meaning of management. We've seen business. So the first objective is done. Now let's look at management. Management has to do with the process of setting organizational goals, setting organizational standards, deciding what action should be taken in order for all the resources involved in carrying out business to be put in place, put together to achieve the goals, objectives, and aim of a business. So that means there are things that need to be put in place for the goals to be met. Coordination has to come in place. Organization has to come in place. Directing has to come in place. Teamwork has to come in place in order to meet the goals and objectives. So when we talk about management, it has to do with achieving the standard goals and objectives that the organization stands to make in order to make business decisions. So management is a process of setting organizational goals, deciding what actions and resources must contribute to meeting goals and coordinating, guiding, and teamwork to meet goals. If all of these are put together, then the managerial team is good to set out for business. Remember that business cannot be achieved if all these are not put in place. If there is no teamwork, no coordination, no resources available, then you can't do a coordinated business. Now, the next point we're going to look at is business resources. Seeing the two objectives, the first two objectives, which is business and management, we've seen the meaning of these two. We are going to look at resources needed for business. Business resources. There are four resources that is required to carry out an efficient and effective business activity. One of them is human resources. Second of it is money. The third is materials, and the fourth is opportunities or goodwill. Now let's take it one at a time. When we talk about human resources, look at management as the human effort that will coordinate all other resources. That is what we define management with. If you look at it, it says deciding what action and resources must contribute to meeting goals. And these are the resources. That means humans have to execute everything needed for products to be created, for procurement to be made. So human resources has to be human intelligence. Directly or indirectly, humans have to come into play to put all the resources together. Money, materials, opportunities, humans have to put them in place. Humans have to bring in coordination, cooperation, teamwork, guidance, and other for these activities to be fully carried out. If they are not there, business cannot be done. You see it? So humans have to come in place, put all other resources together to kickstart. That's human resources. The money. If you're a figurehead person and there is no money to carry out the operation, nothing can be done. So money is required to carry out business. How is money required? One, it's you need money, either your direct savings, direct contribution from partners, or loan or overdraft from banks to get your raw materials, to get your machineries, to get your equipment, to get things ready for the day-to-day running of this business, or for production to be complete. Because without procurement of these raw materials to produce, or without money to procure the products to go and sell, business cannot be done. So money is an essential or an integral part of business for it to move correctly. Alright, so we have seen money is required by human to carry out business. Remember, humans bring about all other resources. Then the third one is materials. If the money is there and the materials are not there, nothing happens. Let's take, for example, a rubber factory. If you have your money on hand and there is no raw material, like raw rubbers to make processes, nothing will happen. If there is money and you want to run a bakery, you can get your flour, your oil, and other things to make the bread. Nothing happens. So once the money is there, you need the materials to work on. Materials can be the raw materials you need for production, the machines you need to work on. This contributes to making the business work out, or making the finished product to come in place. So materials are required. So after money is used to produce materials. Money is used to procure materials. So if there is money and there is no materials, nothing happens. It's like you holding money in your hands and you want to eat and you do not see what to buy to eat. You can't eat money. So if we have humans and we have money and there is no materials to complete the processes, either semi-finished or finished products, nothing happens in business. That's the resources we need, materials. Then opportunities or goodwill. What do you want to produce? What name have you made? Goodwill has to do with the name you've made. in order for you to sustain your business. So having gotten humans to bring in the resources, money to get the work done, materials that money have bought, what opportunities have you created? What goodwill have you made? If you have not made any good name, your product cannot meet standard, then business will flop up or will collapse. So that means you need goodwill. Your goodwill has to do with your standard of product. Your goodwill has to do with your standard of services. Your goodwill has to do with the quality, quantity, price, place of your product, which is opportunity and goodwill. So all these things have to put in place in order for business to kickstart in earnest. So we have met the third objective, which is business resources. We want to take the last objective for the class, which is objective of business. Why do we do business? Let's look at the last objective, which is objective of business. Why do we do business? As a business person out there, why do you do business? If you have any other points apart from the 6 I'm going to mention here, comment below the comment box and tell me more reasons why we do business, or what are the objectives of carrying out a business. One is profit making. We do business because we want to make profit. We want more money. So we carry out our business activities in order for us to make profit. And the more we make profit, the more expansion we make, the more money we have. And that is good for business because it's an incentive and motivation to do more. Second one is goods and services. To provide goods and services to our final consumers. The aim of business is to create a product or to procure a product. And so when these goods are brought out, you sell to final consumers. So to provide goods and services to consumers. Then the third reason is job opportunities. In business, we have different departments. We have the accounting department, the engineering department, the advertising, the marketing, and the rest of it. Each of these departments is managed by different individuals. So it serves as job opportunity for people in different areas of business or in different departments of our own businesses. So it creates jobs for people. Then solve national problems. It solves national problems because it's not all products you can go and import. You can't bring in every product you need from other countries. So it helps to stabilize the economy because you produce locally and you can have your goods consumed locally. Then we have another one is quality of goods and good price. You produce products because you want to give consumers good products. You want to give consumers good products. And when you give consumers good products, they will be moved to buy it. And most especially when these good products are cheap, the price is good, they can afford it, they will be able to buy. And then finally, protect interests of workers. As people are working under you, they are protected. I think we have done safety in the workplace and how to protect the rights of employers and employees. In the workplace, all these are put together. So we have seen introduction to business management. We've checked out the 4 objectives we have for this class. We've seen what business is. We have equally seen what management is. We see business as a process whereby people come to create products in order to make profit. To create products, to procure products in order to give to final consumers and make profit. And we see management as human resources put together to bring about the production process to completion. And we'll look at the coordinating part of it, the teamwork part of it, the directing part of it in order to make business work smoothly to achieve organizational goals. We'll look at business resources. We saw the human aspect of it, the money aspect of it, opportunities and goodwill. Then we saw materials used in making businesses to or creating opportunities in different parts of our businesses. Then lastly, we saw the objective of carrying out businesses. We saw that it is for profit making, providing goods and services, job opportunity, solving national problems, protecting the interests of workers, and quality of goods. That will be our class on commerce for today. Hope you find value for the class. It was my pleasure being here with you. Please come along in our next class when we discuss other topics in our commerce class. Always drop by on the channel. There are a lot of videos in here. We'll have almost 600 videos to satisfy your need. We have counseling corner, sex education section, parents, students, come along. If there is something you want us to cover, we'll cover it. There are some questions they ask us on this channel, which we will always find time to deliberate on. And so, thank you for being part of the class. Like I said when we're starting the class, if you've not subscribed, consider subscribing. If you know of your friends and others who will benefit from the class, please invite them in, share the videos, tell people what we do here. Use this class as a revision class. Can be a home class, a revision class, an extra class for you. Watch and rewatch. Allow learning to be part of you. We bring learning to your home. So go, learn, better yourself, and be your better you. I'll see you in the next class.